Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Haley and you're watching Between the Pages. I have an unhaul for you today, the last unhaul of this year. So let's just get into it. I may or may not tell you why I'm getting rid of these books, but we'll just see. So of course, with most of my unhauls, we're going to start with my Alcrate editions. I will be letting Cheyenne and Nicole go through these first before I end up selling them. I usually take my books to Bookmarks, but the Nurses Club, which is like literally like 2 or 3 miles from my house, said that she would also take books if I wanted to sell them. So I might end up taking them there, whatever they don't want. So yeah, let's just get started. So starting off, we have This Poison Heart by Kaylin Barron. I read this for one of my Alcrate TBR Veterans videos and did not like it. So spoiler alert for the last episode of Alcrate TBR Veterans. But I kind of knew going in that I wasn't really going to like this book. And surprise, surprise, I didn't like it. I only got like 18% in and DNF'd. So unfortunately, this one's going. And then we have Midnight Strikes by Zeba Shinaz. I don't remember how it's pronounced. Again, another DNF from Alcrate TBR Veterans. Spoiler alert for the next episode. But yeah, I didn't really like it. I explained more of my thoughts and feelings in my video that you will see eventually. But yeah, we're getting rid of this one. And then I will be unhauling Hemlock and Silver by T. Kingfisher. I have not reviewed this on my channel yet, but it was just okay. Didn't really care for it. I don't think I'd go back and reread it, so that is why I'm getting rid of it. I'm kind of sad because I love these holographic edges and the holographic foil, but it didn't interest me. I'm hoping that A Sorceress Comes to Call will be more my style. But yeah, this one, didn't really care for it. And then this next one, I can't remember if it's popped up in an unhaul before, but The Drowned Woods by Emily Lloyd-Jones. This is in the same universe as The Bone Houses, and I think The Huntress, which is the one that she like just released, all take place in the same universe, or kind of based on Welsh mythology and legends and myths and stuff like that. So yeah, I just didn't care for it as much as I liked The Bone Houses. And then we have Grace and Fury by Tracy Banghart. I was going to continue this series, but I think I'd rather do it with like audio or ebook form, because I don't even know if I foresee myself finishing this series. This first one was really good. Don't get me wrong. I did really enjoy it, but I know it had a lot of tropes that I had seen in other books before, and I kind of got the foreshadowing. It was very heavy-handed and on the nose. So yeah, for that reason, I'm unhauling this one. And then we have Spin the Dawn by Elizabeth Lim. I can't remember if I read this for Magical Readathon or Alcrate TBR Veterans, but I did not care for it. I like the first half of the book and the second half a lot less. So that's why I'm getting rid of this one. Now, these next two I have not read. I'm unhauling them purely because I know that I'm not going to like them. And so you probably can't convince me to keep them. But the first one is Sleep Like Death by Kaylin Barron. After I read like 18% of This Poison Heart, I was like, I don't think Kaylin Barron is the author for me. I know some people have said to give this book a chance. I really don't want to. I meant to skip this one anyway and totally forgot that it was that month's pick for Alcrate. So I wasn't even going to order this to begin with. So yeah, for that reason, I'm just going to unhaul it without reading. The next one is The Gilded Ones by Namina Forna. If you remember, this did pop up in an Alcrate TBR Veterans. I did not get to it, and I ended up putting it back in the jar. Thankfully, it never came up again, but it did come out around the same time that like Witches Steeped in Gold and a bunch of other books. Skin of the Sea, it was around that time too. So I feel like at that point, Alcrate was picking a lot of the same things and like same basic stories and things like that. So for that reason, I don't want to read this. It is another like fantasy book where they're trained as warriors and they're perpetually at war with some other country. It was very popular around the time that these books were published. So for that reason, I kind of don't even want to try it because I know I'll probably DNF it. So I'm going to unhaul it instead. And then we have The Teller of Small Fortunes by Julie Leong. This one was so disappointing because I wanted to love it so much, but I got halfway through and I was bored out of my mind. I was like, nothing's happening. I know it's a cozy fantasy and not a lot of stuff happens in cozy fantasy, but I have read other cozy fantasies that have actually had, you know, a little bit of a plot and not just like aimlessly wandering around and things. So for that reason, I'm going to unhaul this one. And then we have Dreams Lie Beneath by Rebecca Ross. I did read this for an Outcrate TBR Veterans video. It was like the first or second episode I ever did. And I did really like it. But the longer I've sat with it, the longer I'm like, yeah, I could just unhaul this. I do have the audiobook through Everend. So if I ever wanted to go back and reread it, I would probably just do it through audio because I do have access to that audiobook so long as it stays on the Everend app. But yeah, I don't think I would want to physically reread this. So I'm going to get rid of it. It's just taking up space on my shelves. And then these two got unhauled due to space being needed on my bookshelf. So don't get me wrong, I did really like these books, but sacrifices had to be made. And so the first one is A Lesson in Vengeance by Victoria Lee. I did really like this book, but it did kind of fall into that hole where you think that it's going to have like magical elements and stuff and it ends up not being magic. It ends up just being like people like doing horrible things and stuff. So I was like, okay, well, it's not only what I thought it was going to be. So for that reason, I'm getting rid of this one. And then Horrid by Katrina Leno. I did really like this book. It had an interesting premise, but I think that if I were to reread this, I would probably do it audio or ebook if it was ever on Everend. I don't know if it is. I've not checked. But yeah, I was just like, I did like this, but it's not really my cup of tea. It's kind of like a YA horror, and I don't really read that. I don't read a lot of YA, like contemporary horror, speculative fiction that much anymore. So I was kind of just like, well, I don't really need to keep this then. Now these next couple most of them are books that I have either read or not read. Some are classics, some are books that I've tried reading, other books that I'm like, I don't know why I still have this anymore. So yeah. The first one is Gaston Leroux's Phantom of the Opera. I do have an Outcrate edition of this now. I bought it during the Black Friday sale. I do have a video of me unboxing it and along with some other stuff. So yeah, I don't need 2 copies, and I kind of thrifted this one and I like the Outcrate edition a lot more. It's very pretty. So yeah, I'm going to get rid of this one. And then the other one is Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. Again, I bought the Outcrate edition and I really like the design of it, so I don't need 2 editions, so I'm going to get rid of this one. Then we have The Afterlife of Holly Chase by Cynthia Hand. I have tried to read this multiple times and soft DNF'd it like 2 times at this point, so I'm pretty sure I am not going to read this. It's again like Ghost of Christmas Past. It's kind of like B.K. Borison, just like for teenagers and YA. If you've been around on Book Talk, you know, Good Spirits by B.K. Borison is like popping off right now. So this is basically the YA version of that. So if you like that book, maybe you like this one, but I have tried so many times to read this and I just keep DNFing it, so it doesn't need to be on my shelves anymore. Now this next one kind of hurts because I really do like this book, but I don't really read a lot of YA contemporary anymore, and I don't know that I would go back and read this, and that is Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell. I do still have Fangirl, so there is some representation for Rainbow Rowell on my shelves. Fangirl is my top, like, #1 favorite YA contemporary, and I probably will go back and read that. But I will not go back and read this one. I do remember how it ends. It's kind of bittersweet, and like it's kind of an open-ended ending, which I don't really care for. But yeah, it is sweet. Again, if I reread it, it would probably be audio or ebook. I don't need the physical copy on my shelf anymore. And these next two, I have not read. So, do you see a trend in this unhaul? The first one is The Reckless Oath We Made by Bryn Greenwood. I only bought this because Bryn Greenwood wrote one of my favorite like literary fictions of all time, and that is All the Ugly and Wonderful Things. I freaking love that book. I have listened to it multiple times on audio to like reread it, and I really love it. It still hits me hard every single time I reread it. But yeah, I just bought this because I was like, hey, I liked her other one, so why not buy this one? And then I kept reading the synopsis, and I was like, yeah, I don't think I'll ever read this. So kind of regret buying it. And this last one is I, Ripper by Stephen Hunter. I actually got this off my roommate or former roommate when I lived in Arkansas. She was going to unhaul it, and I said, hey, I like things about Jack the Ripper and like that time period and everything, so I'll take it. I'll take it off your hands and put it on my shelves. And then I just never read it. And the longer it's been on my shelves, the less interested I have been in reading it. So yeah, I'm going to get rid of this one. So yeah, small little unhaul to start off, or basically into 2025, start off 2026. I do have my Christmas haul coming. I probably won't post that until after the new year. I got something else in between this video and that video that I want to post that I'm currently working on. But yeah, that was just my little small unhaul for the end of 2025, and I will see you guys later. Bye!